Hi everyone. Well, I'm just having a break. I've had to put the gazebo up above my plants and above my seating area because we can't cope. It's absolutely boiling here. It's about 30 degrees and even my tomatoes are struggling. They're all curling up and they're in pots with trays underneath, so I can fill the trays with water so they can keep sucking whatever water up they want, and they still can't cope with it. They're looking terrible. And so is a lot of my dahlias. I've had to go around putting shade netting up and moving things into the shade, and if I wasn't here things would just die, wouldn't they? We're not used to this weather. We don't cope very well. Well, I don't cope very well. I definitely don't cope very well in this weather. I hate it when it's like this. It's very nice if I can sit in the shade, but when you've got to work in it in the sun, and slipping down my chair. I've put some water in the bird bath for the birds because they're the blackbird kept looking at me. Anyway, so now I've had a bit of a rest. It's Project Patty Pan. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with my patty pan, and I'll give you an update on my large butternut squash that I put in the cage. Show you how that's getting on as well. So now I've had a bit of a rest from the sun, I'll get on with some more work. So off to do the project. So here you can see my chair is now in the shade, mostly to save these. They are just starting to pick up a bit now from this morning. But yeah, this is yesterday's damage. Burnt all the tips of all the leaves. See it? Yeah, there it is. See it? Tips of their leaves. Scorched them. So we've got the gazebo up, and I've even had to put a bit of netting there just to stop the sun coming in. So these are my butternut squash. And they are, say, not quite half the way up yet, but they're looking good and they keep growing, so that's the most important thing. I put 2 in just in case one didn't make it. Oh, I'm stood in my own shadow again. So Project Patty Pan, we need 1 pot. Check, got that. We need netting. Check, got that. We need, hold on, just let me stick that there. I think it must be really hot. All the dogs have gone inside, I think. We need about 3 canes. Check, got that. Right, now we need the patty pan. 2 patty pan, ready to go in. Seeing as I'm on my phone, I didn't film me putting it in because it's hot and I haven't got a tripod for my phone. But if you can see, I've moved this pot into a shaded area. My mint's over there. There's a few apple trees and stuff around. Oops. And that is a red currant that's just flicked in front of me. So I made a circle with a wire, fastened it together with tie wraps, put the canes in, another one over there, all the way around and into the pot. Down into the pot I've got a dripper system that goes through the middle, and then I put the patty pan in. I decided to put 3 in because you always seem to lose one. So I put 3 in and they should climb happily up this, and the fruit is not very big, so by the time it gets to the top there should be loads of fruit hanging through it, so that should be good. That's a long shot of the garden, and the cage is just there. You can't really see it, but all these trees are giving it a bit of shade. because the patty pan, when it's little, doesn't like a lot of hot sun. Even the pumpkin, this leaf here, is a bit wilty. It's not wilting so much now, it's a bit bigger. The bigger it gets, the more it can cope with the sun. And I've got a little fruit forming. So, little pumpkin there. So I just hope when the flower comes out and the bees see it, it will take. Got my plant pot shading my bush butternut squash, because that doesn't like the sun directly on it. It will do once it gets bigger. It's starting to be able to cope with it a bit more. Young plants don't seem to do well in the sun. There are more contraptions to shade my plants. These this morning was really starting to suffer, even with the green netting over the top. So I've had to put this on the top. So they're not doing too bad. They've just about drunk all the water, but it's keeping them going in this heat. And loads of things underneath here in the shade. These are all my cuttings, all at the back. Oh look, I've got a calendula out. It's the first one of those. And finally, my nice and easy is nearly out. Not quite completely open, but that's looking nice. I've got quite a few of these ones out. Go in for dinner now, and there's loads of pea pods. I'm going to take some of them and make a stir fry.